Now, history usually comes at you with a plaque and a velvet rope. But here in Platte Woods, it's hiding in plain sight, masquerading as a boring mid-century ranch. Take a look at this place. At first glance, it's a quiet suburban sanctuary, wrapped in that polite, don't wake the neighbors gray siding. It looks like the kind of home where the biggest drama is a misplaced set of car keys. But this house is a beautiful structural lie. As we get closer, keep your eyes on the center. Do you see where the modern paint fails? Where the wood gives way to the heavy, jagged limestone? That's not a design choice, that's a survivor. Now, we're walking towards a building that literally grew around a ghost. This stone box in the middle, this is 1842. While the rest of the world was still figuring out the steam engine, Thomas Jacks was out here carving a life out of the Missouri frontier. He built a grand wooden manor for himself, a monument to his own success. And then he had this cabin built for the people he owned. Imagine these stones being stacked by hands that didn't choose to be here. Now, this wasn't built for comfort. It was built for endurance. And as it turns out, stone has a better memory than wood. And in 1928, a fire roared through this property and swallowed Jack's fancy manor whole. And it turned his whole legacy to ash in an afternoon. But this cabin, it didn't flinch. It sat here in the middle of a charred field. A stubborn two-room reminder of a history that refuses to stay buried. Now, let's fast forward to 1947. A TWA pilot named Joseph Imeson and his wife Beryl, a woman who flew planes when, most people were still afraid of heights. So they buy this lot. Now, most people would have looked at this old weathered slave cabin and seen an eyesore. They would have brought in the bulldozers and just bulldozed it all and just been done with it. But the Imesons did something strange and frankly poetic. They didn't tear it down. They embraced it. And it's still standing today. They used this 1842 slave cabin as the literal heart of their new home. They grafted a modern kitchen onto one side and a garage onto the other. They turned the very place where the enslaved people once sought a few hours of uneasy sleep into their living room. It's a witty bit of architectural surgery. They performed a bypass on history. There you go. Wrapping the convenience of the 20th century around the cold, hard truth of the 19th. Now, if you look at that chimney, it's rugged, it's textured, and it sticks out of that flat roof line like a rough thumb in a silk glove. And it's the ultimate metaphor for Missouri. We like our history clean. We like to paint over the uncomfortable parts with a nice neutral gray and call it progress. That's really what we do, but no matter what, no matter how much siding you put up, the stone remains inside those walls, where people now host bridal showers and city committee meetings. The air still carries the weight of a century and a half of survival. You see, you can change the wallpaper, but you can't change the foundation. And so now, today, this is Imeson Park. It's a place for joggers and golden retrievers. But the next time you're driving down Prairie View Road, don't just see the gray building. Look for the tan stone. Look for the seams where the decades don't quite match up. Because out here, the best stories aren't the ones being told. They're the ones the houses are trying to hide. But this is your boy, Mack Malone, the KC journalist, signing out. See you on the next one. Peace.
Let's go. Mack Malone, he's your KC journalist. Mack Malone, he's your KC journalist. Mack Malone, he's your KC journalist. You know, get the best from that KC journalist.